Thank you and good morning. Honored guests, colleagues, as chair of the council, it is my privilege to pay tribute to our retiring president, Dr. Ketan Desai, who, as the 67th president of the World Medical Association, has presided with great distinction over our affairs since the last General Assembly in 2016. Dr. Desai has traveled extensively on our behalf, providing outreach and recruitment for the World Medical Association. His understanding of global health issues has served us well. He has been truly committed to our purpose and our mission. I now call on Dr. Desai to deliver his valedictory address to the Assembly. Dr. Desai.
Thank you, Madam Chair, for giving introduction and speaking few good words. Dignitaries, honor of the dais, friends, colleagues, members from the various national medical associations, and ladies and gentlemen. Well, as you know, it was on 21st of October 2016 that with all humility, I had the profound privilege of taking over the reins of the prestigious World Medical Association as president. In my presidential address, delivered thereat, I had flagged off important and vital issues in various domains which needed effective, prompt, and timely tackling. In the larger interest of the medical professionals and legitimate rights and interests of man and mankind, beyond consideration of discrimination and differentiation. My mission as a WMA president brought out very clearly from the word go was to bring to the center stage the core issue of professional autonomy, which is paramount and under any circumstances is not open to any concession, condemnation, compromise, or marginalization in any form or other. In addition, the other important issues that I had flagged pertain to augmentation of the membership of the World Medical Association, emphasis on mental health, meaningful incorporation of the core concepts of equality, justice, and equity. Further bringing to the fore the inevitable necessity of zero tolerance against sexual violence, gender selection, cuts commissions, and kickbacks being resorted to by medical professionals, bringing shame to the profession as a whole was of equal priority and importance. Sex-selective abortion was yet another important aspect brought out for the purposes of desired advocacy so as to generate impact of consequence. At the second conference organized by World Veterinary Association and World Medical Association held in Japan on 10th and 11th November 2016 on the thematic concept of One Health, it was emphasized unequivocally that concept that integrates the meaningful rendering of health to man and animals alike, along with environmental and plant health alone, should genuinely cater the cause of life and civic and living the world. But this slide is of the Central Working Committee meeting of the Indian Medical Association in Chennai, which was held in November, and mandate of zero tolerance in terms of needs of invocation of a binding policy against sex violence, gender selection has been emphasized in the keynote address delivered at the National Conference organized by the Indian Medical Association in December 2016. Well, friends, this was the first national conference of the dental students where the interaction was there with me. Over more than 3,000 students across the country had participated, and it was an exhaustive 4 hours discussion. It was very interesting also. Well, I had delivered the keynote address on men's health at the Golden Jubilee celebration of the Urology Society of India in January in Mumbai. And on 14 January 2017, the annual scientific meeting of the Chinese Medical Association, organized at Nanjing, China, was inaugurated, whereas the issue of membership of China in Taiwan in the World Medical Association also came to discuss at length. In this very vein of the issue of sex-selective abortion was raised in the annual conference of the FOXI held in January 2017, which was attended by well over 12,000 gynecologists drawn from the different parts of India and many countries. Equal emphasis was laid pertaining to the issue of sex selection and also that of maternal mortality. An international summit on the vital theme of air pollution organized by the Indian Medical Association was inaugurated in March 2017 in the august presence of Dr. Yogakura, where the significance of environmental health linked with air pollution was brought out in all its dimensions and manifestations, and various advisories on the same count came to be generated for the necessary incorporation in the policy making frame by the various countries. The emphasis on focused inculcation of the core concept of equality and justice and equity has been emphasized during the 12th World Conference on Bioethics, Medical Ethics and Health Laws held in March 2017 at Cyprus. So also it was brought into a focus that the medical students need to be dealt by the appropriate authorities with the firm hand in such a manner which should involve the required deterrence on such issues. Again, this was a Central Working Committee meeting at Kolkata in April of the Indian Medical Association. But at the Council meeting in Zambia on 20th April 2017, addressing the media at a press conference, it was made known that it is imperative that the budgetary allocations for health on a priority basis is substantially increased so as to alter the health scenario in a positive and pragmatic way in the larger interest of the citizens of Zambia to give them meaningful life commensurate with legitimate expectations. This was the meeting with the President of Zambia at the Livingstone during the same time. But it was at the International Congress on Heart, Hypertension and Diabetes held in Dubai in May 2017 that the need of affordable tertiary healthcare was emphasized so that it is within the reach of even marginalized section of impoverished society. In terms of this very initiative and venture of ensuring affordable healthcare through appropriate policy interventions by the Government of India and importantly the initiative of the Indian Medical Association has resulted in the required cost reduction by the Government of India, while an appropriate capping with reference to knee replacement operations and coronary stents and many other in the pipeline, which has brought the same into an affordable zone to be within the reach of the common man, which was elusive hitherto. The initiative successfully ventured into by the Indian Medical Association, having paid significant meaningful dividends, need to be replicated by the various national medical associations of the member countries to reap the similar dividends for the similarly placed, which in my opinion turns out to be a real service to the cause of humanity. But on 8th of May at the 10th Geneva Conference on Person-Centric Medicine, it was categorically emphasized that scientific evidence-based medicine should be person-centric in the best interest of the patient, and precisely the same would be the face of the future medicine for the man and mankind in life. On 21st May 2017, during the World Health Professional Alliance Leaders Forum meeting, I had the privilege of interacting with the office bearers of the Commonwealth Medical Association, WMA, and Junior Doctors Network in United Nations Office, where at important issues pertaining to the professional autonomy and ethical professional practice came to be discussed in the various manifestations and required initiatives to be initiated by the various countries in terms of required policies in consultation with their respective national medical associations. Well, friends, the practice among the profession to resort to kickback cuts and commission in grossest possible breach of ethicality, morality, and value-based services has been condemned at all forums in no uncertain terms, and accordingly the Indian Medical Association has come out with an explicit policy made known to all concerned to the effect that those members found to be indulging in the same by invocation of disciplinary jurisdiction, their membership of the association would be summarily terminated, and the same has resulted in an appropriate signals reaching the professional community, and the deterrent impact that will be also self-evident. Well, this was the slide where we had an opportunity to meet the health minister of Taiwan along with the members of the Taiwan Medical Association. Well, at the end of the May, we have been invited by the Swedish Medical Association for the annual general meeting. This is the photograph with the Dr. Heidi, which everyone knows. She is the president. And this is also an opportunity to meet Dr. Anderson Milton, who was the former chairman of the council of the WMA. And very interesting was the meeting with the chair of the Nobel Prize Committee, Dr. Anna Valley. It was almost an hour meeting where she is explaining the history of the Nobel Prize and how the persons are selected for the various categories of the Nobel Prize. This is the place, the Karolinska Institute, where this committee sits and decides about the Nobel Prize. Well, on the front of uncompromised professional autonomy, the Indian Medical Association invoked a public movement against the invocation of a policy intervention whereby an attempt is invoked to repeal the present Indian Medical Council Act, governing the Regulatory Medical Council of India by National Medical Commission Bill, which primarily aims at taking away the representative character of the regulatory body and replace it with a nominated body, which will also include a non-professional in a substantial number and would be reduced down to a sub-department under the government, negating the much required professional autonomy in all its forms and manifestations. And the movement has gathered a significant momentum under the aegis of the Indian Medical Association. And I'm sure that this problem is faced by the many countries. Also, the positive indulgence on part of the medical professionals in the larger human interest necessitates rendering them required security and safety. The infliction of the violence at the drop of the hat merits to be done away with. It was on this very count that the Indian Medical Association gave a clarion call in response to which well over 10,000 medical professionals all over the country on 6th of June gathered at the historic rally in Delhi, which aired its concern for extension of military safety and security to the medical professionals in India by a suitable policy interventions at all levels. And you can see the strength and the concern in this photograph, various photographs of it. Well, I had then opportunity also to attend the annual meeting of the American Medical Association held in June 2017. Well, a lot of things to learn there. The way in which they conduct the meeting, the way in which the discussion takes place, and the way in which the resolutions are passed absolutely in a democratic manner, and the suggestions which are very rich in the content. It was a very good experience to me, and I have already conveyed to my colleagues in Indian Medical Association to attend many of them. This is a media review meeting of the Indian Medical Association in July. Well, in the address made at the meeting of Simao in September in Tokyo, the Indian position in regard to the legality, social ethos, medical norms and practices pertaining to end of life, was brought to the fore, wherein it was emphasized that constitutional position bringing out the right to dignified life as a fundamental right vested with the citizen ought to include the right to decent and dignified death. Addressing the Central Working Committee meeting of the Indian Medical Association held on the 23rd and 4th September 2017 at New Delhi, and also the celebration of centenary of medical conference in India, the paramount need for ethics-based medical practice was emphasized. The centenary Indian Medical Association award was also ceremonially conferred. Well, these are the various press statements given by the WMA, given by tenure. This is an article published in the World Medical Journal on the prevention of violence against doctors. These are the various keynote addresses given by me as the president of WMA. Well, friends, all our initiatives and efforts need to be viewed in the backdrop of the material reality that in all families we need to accept that the global tranquility has substantial reason to feel potentially threatened. This is primarily due to broadening of the disparities and inequities, resulting in security and safety being put to stress and generating palpable discontent which otherwise was seemingly inherent. In the context of my year-long occupancy as the president of the WMA, I need to state with all conviction at my disposal that it is imperative for all across the geographical borders to be alert and conscious to the dictum that poverty anywhere is an inevitable threat to the prosperity everywhere. On this very count, the global developmental profile cannot turn a blind eye to this material reality. Independent of the cause and causation, the fact remains that inequity would inevitably entail discontent, resulting in discomfort and manifesting in an uncontrolled future. Whether the world would be able to sustain the same in the context of its bitter experience of the two worst fought world wars in the 20th century, the scars of which haunt us incessantly till date. The material question therefore is, has the world taken right and desired lessons out of the same? The palpable answer, which is ugly raised head, turns out to be blue. And that operationally is the root cause of plaguing inequities and inequalities. As such, the human emancipation and development across the geographical boundaries carved out on the globe mandates true and real essence of equity and equality in the domain of legitimacy of fulfillment of human expectations and the desire of decent and dignified human life in the lap of human culture and humanized civilization. It is among such distorted deviations that the medical profession has to rise to the occasion in the larger interest of man, mankind, culture, and civilization in unison to bridge the vital gaps that have been stonewalled for various reasons of narrow-mindedness, hate, bigotry, and insensitivity, plagued by the utter and gross selfishness paramount in nature and unending imperative. The challenge is huge in magnitude and gigantic in its existence. The efforts and the initiatives that have been undertaken have not been sufficient to even cause a dent to it, much less being sufficient for its erasure. The real test is not an extension of a lip symbol to the needy and helpless, but the core requirement is an extension of a helping hand, harboring a helping touch. The divine angel Mother Teresa very candidly observed to deal such inclination through her candid words to the effect that, I quote, a hand extended in help is far, far superior to the two folded hands in prayer, unquote. And it is here that the real trajectory of doing good in a meaningful sense and bona fide purpose lies. We have been able to do reasonably well, but yet much is required to be done. This is probably only by a genuine hand-holding and availing the prestigious and the important forum of the WMA to move with their devoted commitment to impact various policy fields, which would go a long way to make the mother planet Earth a better place for human habitation and coexistence. Well, these are the few slides which, under a notable initiative by the Indian Medical Association through series of public advertisements in leading dailies, mass awareness on matters of health, including public health and professional issues in a thematic manner, were prominently focused in public and professional matters. The major thematic directions prominently included avoidance of a treatment for fake doctors, fair compensation for better accountability among the medical professionals, Beti Bachao, Save Daughters, zero tolerance for cuts and commissions, and vital aspects of public health, which has evoked a very huge and powerful response from all stakeholders. On 2nd October, the World Non-Violence Day, which is the birthday of legendary late Mahatma Gandhi, an apostle of non-violence, and who gave the world the modality of assessment through fasting, the Indian Medical Association gave a call for a dawn to dusk fast by all members of association across the country to press for the acceptance of demand in the interest of profession and professionals by the government. In response to the clarion call, well over 300,000 medical professionals who are the members of the Medical Association wholeheartedly participated at the Safe Fast on the very lines of global concern given by Mahatma Gandhi. And these are the few press coverage of this movement of the Indian Medical Association. But friends, I shall be failing in my duty if I do not record my sense of thankfulness and gratitude to all the members of the councils, officials of the World Medical Association, Dr. R.S., Watmer, Monty, and others, and the staff of the World Medical Association, and representative of all national medical associations of members countries for their valuable support and guidance in my endeavor, which I revere and would love to cherish all my life. I will fail in my duty if I don't thank my family. They are very much here, my friends, my colleagues of the Indian Medical Association, all past office bearers as well as the present office bearers of the Indian Medical Association, and if I don't mention the richly deserved name of Dr. Ajay Kumar, who has worked with me right from day one. I am very happy if you will give a loud applause for Dr. Ajay Kumar. Thank you very much. Well, these are two photographs of mine. The first one, which when I took over as the president, and this is of the today. I don't know what is the reason and who is responsible for this change. But some time back, my wife told me that at least looks-wise, you look younger. I don't know. Whether she is responsible or are these Otmar and Monty and others of the WMA who made me run on a daily basis from place to place and from country to country. Thank you very much again, and I am sure that coming times would see a new light for a better dawn for the entire community. And I also congratulate Dr. Yatakura, who will take over the reins of the presidency of the WMA in a very short time, and I wish him all good luck, and I am sure under his stewardship and leadership, the WMA will prosper more and more. Thank you very much.
Ketan Desai, as President of the World Medical Association, you have endeared yourself to the members through your efforts to maintain and protect their interests, as well as those of the medical profession worldwide. All those with whom you have come into contact have been impressed by your wisdom, care, and understanding. As a token of our appreciation, this association, which you have faithfully served, hereby presents you with the past President's Medal. This entitles you to lifetime membership in the World Medical Association with all the rights and privileges provided by the Constitution and bylaws. And this medal reads, Dr. Ketan Desai, President, 2016 through 2017. At this time, I would invite Dr. Yokokura to join me at the podium. In recognition of his distinction in medicine and contributions to our profession, Dr. Yoshitake Yokokura has been elected to assume the office of President of the World Medical Association this year. Dr. Yokokura, I will now call upon you to take the oath of office of the President. Will you repeat after me? I, Yoshitake Yokokura, solemnly promise that I shall carry out the duties of the office of the President of the World Medical Association to the best of my ability.
I, Yoshitake solemnly promise that I shall carry out the duty of the office of the President of the World Medical Association to the best of my ability.
I shall strive constantly to maintain the honor and protect the interests of the medical profession.
I shall strive constantly to maintain the honor of protect the interest of the medical profession.
I shall uphold the Constitution and bylaws of the World Medical Association, support the principles of the International Code of Ethics, dedicate myself and my office to fulfilling the spirit of the Declaration of Geneva, and champion the cause of freedom in the practice of medicine.
I shall uphold the Constitution and bylaws of the World Medical Association, support the principles of the International Code of Ethics, dedicate myself and my office to fulfilling the spirit of the Declaration of Geneva and champion the cause of freedoms in the practice of medicine.
I shall endeavor to promote closer ties among the doctors of the world, assist all people to attain the highest possible level of health, and in so doing, promote world peace through the maintenance of the noble traditions of the medical profession.
I shall endeavor to promote closely ties among the doctors of the world, assist all people to attain the highest possible level of health, and in so doing promote world peace through the maintenance of the noble traditions of the medical profession.
I make these promises solemnly, freely, and upon my honor.
I make this promise solemnly, freely, and upon my honor.
It is now my privilege to officially install you as the President of the World Medical Association by presenting you with the Presidential Medal as a sign of the honor that has been bestowed